To the call. Hello, ladies. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Here we come. Just gonna do a quick name change here. Oh, so good to see your faces. Welcome, welcome. Ah, here we come. Beautiful. Oh my God, I feel better already. So as we're coming in, ladies, just begin deepening your breath. Yeah? Breathing in and out your nose. I'm gonna make my sister here, co-host Deborah Artura, is here on the line with us.
Hi, ladies. So happy to be with you all today.
Welcome, welcome, everyone. Ah. Yeah, I'm going to follow Charmaine's lead. I'm just going to reach my hands up to my heart and keep on breathing in and out my nose. That's it, ladies. Beautiful. We're just going to start by calming our nervous system. One of the things that happens when we get afraid is we start to hyperventilate. So breathing in and out of our noses, feeling our butts in our seats. We're just going to take some extra time to ground, to feel the ground. Feel your butt in your seat, the feet under the ground under your feet. Yeah. Another one in. Another one out. This next 90 minutes is for us, for each and every one of us to dip into a sense of calm, a sense that there's an earth holding us, a sense that in this moment right now, everything is okay. In this moment, everything is okay. In this moment, everything is okay. Another big breath in. Shrug your shoulders up to your ears. Let them go. Take another one in. Inhale. Shoulders up to your ears. Let go. One more time. Shrug your shoulders up to your ears. And let go. And if you can, take your hands from your heart, sweep them all the way down to your thighs. Press down into your thighs. Feel the bones of your thighs. Feel your butt in your seat. Let yourself know that this body, this here and now is okay, is alive and breathing. And what the old storytellers, wise women and men have said throughout time, that the only moment that matters is now. This now moment is what matters. One of my favorite storytellers of all time talks about 3 stories that are always running. The first story is that things are falling apart. Things are breaking apart. Things are dying. This is a story that's happening all the time. If you look out into the beauty of the forest, you will see trees falling down and dying, leaves dropping down and decaying. This is happening all the time. The second story that you'll see, business as usual. Despite the decay and the breakdown, trees are growing, sunlight is shining, you are all breathing. Business as usual. And the third story that is happening is that there is a new story emerging right now. In this moment, there is a new story that is arising out of what is falling down and what is business as usual. And each and every one of you that's here today is part of the emerging story. not buying into a this or that, but investing in the all of what's happening. Our world is changing. Things are breaking down. And life is emerging at the same time. It is not this or that. And we are emerging as leaders in the midst of all of that. And this call is directly created for all of you to find strength and calmness in being a leader. This call isn't about a lot of strategy. We're really hoping that each and every one of you get on the live stream tomorrow and get all the online strategy you need. This call today is a foundation for each and every one of you to be able to lean into your leadership, how to step into the story that's emerging and stay calm so that people will look to you. In all the crises all over the world, what continues to emerge is a compassionate story, people helping one another. Because when crisis happens, if there are people, everyday human beings, that arise out of those crises calm, connected, not in the past and not too far in the future, but in this present moment, those are the people that become the new leaders of tomorrow. And what we've seen through waves and waves of crisis and change on our planet is that everything that comes to be also comes to pass. And this virus that is affecting humankind in so many different places has come and will do its job and will pass. And if we are lucky enough to have stayed calm through the storm, we will be the ones leading people towards humane solutions to take care of their bodies, to take care of their families, to take care of their psyches, to run their businesses. We will be those people. So if you have any calming practices that you have learned from your teachers, from your mentors, now is the perfect time to recommit to practicing them. Right before we got on the call, I was doing Qigong outside. It's cold outside. I didn't want to do my Qigong. I haven't done my Qigong in weeks because it hasn't been convenient. And today, convenience doesn't matter. Sitting in a seat of leadership is an important role for my soul's journey. So scarf, jacket, on the patio, doing my Qigong so I could be here for all of you ladies. To instill in you that there's no difference between me and you. Each and every one of you is being called to a path of leadership, to stand in some corner of expertise as a solution to humanity's emerging story. We are part of a collective. And so congratulations for being here to sip at this well so that you can be one of the people that stays calm and doesn't succumb to a story that's not true yet. We don't know what story is emerging exactly. It's impossible. It's not our job to control the outcome of the emerging story on our planet. The only thing that matters is we play our part the best that we can. Being a part of Women Rocking Business has changed my life because I have been able to stand with a group of women for women. Day after day, week after week, whether I feel like it or not, whether my hormones are aligned or not, whether I got enough sleep or not. I get called to this every day, and that has made me a better human. And what I want to share with each and every one of you is you are good humans on an evolutionary path, which is your business, a spiritual path. And your stories are emerging now because you were built for this time. Maybe your grandparents were built for the virus or crisis they went through. And their genes are in you, creating you as the perfect person to withstand this storm. That's why you're here today. Now, we We here at Women Rocking Business, Deborah and myself included, are doing everything we can to give you stepping stones to that calm confidence that you're going to need to be a leader of your clients. So we just wanted to remind you all, if you're in ELA and Leverage, there was a call on Friday, and that was recorded if you need some extra juice. We also want to remind each and every one of you that staying grounded throughout this call is essential as we talk about our feelings. To continue to breathe, put your hands on your heart and stay calm. This will help you and everyone you touch. How many of you on this call before this moment have been experiencing grief around what you're witnessing or what you're experiencing in your life? Yeah, thank you. Me too. And how many of you have experienced some kind of fear spiral where one thought led to another thought, and pretty soon you're like this? Yeah? Me too. How many of you have gone all the way to rage? Like, this is not right. This is wrong. It's not fair. Yeah. I'm curious, how many of you have glimpsed a moment of hope or a moment of inspiration in all of that as well? Yeah. You're in the right place, ladies. Thank you for being vulnerable to feel the whole spectrum of humanity. This is not just a one emotion stop shop. Especially as women, we're going to have all the feels. And so being here today is a place where we want to shore you up with a few reminders of what you may have known that you've forgotten. So we want to remind you that there's stress that comes with changing times. Because we want things to go with that one story, business as usual. I just want to be able to know that I can get my chocolate. I want to be able to know that I can see my nephew. I want to be able to know that my clients are coming. Business as usual is where our ego is usually invested. And rightly so. Rhythm and consistency creates ease in our system. And when that gets disrupted, we feel stress. So one of the things that might be happening to you ladies, if you're starting to feel the stress, is paranoia. I don't know how many times I myself have thought, where am I going to get broccoli? Like, I planted my garden already, but the broccoli's not big enough to eat. And I keep thinking, where am I going to get broccoli? It's like this reoccurring thought, like I might die if I don't find a source of broccoli. So I just want you to know that paranoia shows up in all kinds of little ways. And it can be very convincing that you may not be okay if something falls or slips away out of your life. So to be mindful if that happens to you, ladies. Be mindful if those thoughts are coming and do your best to not believe them. Stories without feet disappear. The third common kind of stress that happens in changing times is the impact on our bodies. Stress starts to show up in our muscles and in our tissue. Tension in our necks, lower backs, maybe even your belly. How many of you felt that kind of stress in your body already? Yeah, that's real. That's real. It's created by thought forms and ends up solidifying. So it's never been more important, ladies, to move in any way you can. All my dance classes have been canceled in Santa Cruz, which I wept about bitterly until I remembered I still have electricity and I can dance in my bedroom. That is what I'm recommitting to. Now, I knew that was a good idea before this week. I knew it was a good idea to take dance breaks every 90 minutes. So I need to recommit to that. Whatever you do for movement, ladies, walk your dog, roll on the floor, wrestle with your son, dance, qigong, kickboxing, whatever. Remember, every 90 minutes, it's important to have 5 minutes of that, because sitting behind our computers is not going to help us move the stress in our bodies. So the last kind of stress that is really common, especially during things like a pandemic, is the realization that we're mortal. I don't know about you, but I forget that I'm gonna die. I have days where I feel invincible. I have days where I'm just too busy to think about how precious my life is. But when things like this happen, I start to think about my mortality, the mortality of my mother, the mortality of my sister. And if I stay thinking about everything's gonna die long enough, I'm down there with everything's gonna die, and I should just not even get out of bed, because after all, I'm gonna die and everyone's gonna die and everything, and there's gonna be no broccoli, and so I might as well just not get out of bed, right? Very common, very common. One of the recommendations to combat this death-like spiral is to get in contact with that which is living. Now, if you are social distancing or needing to stay home, the telephone is another old-fashioned solution to being connected with the people that you love. Now, I have to say, my mom has been waiting for the end of the world since I was born. She was born at the end of World War II, so she's been packing away food, I think, since 1969. So I was really scared to call her because I was just afraid of all her fear being bombarded at me. But you know what happened? She was in a great mood. She was so happy. She's like, I got all my food, I got all my projects, I'm good. That trickled down in me, where I stopped making up the story that my mom is in trouble and that she's okay. Knowing that my mom is okay makes me feel okay. So I just want to encourage each and every one of you, if there's someone that you love, you haven't talked to them in a long time, consider picking up the phone and connecting with them and saying hello and tell them how much you love them, and see if that changes the feeling of death, desolation, and isolation. Our opportunity right now is to do something different than freeze. The opportunity now is to do something different than flee or numb ourselves out. The opportunity in this moment is just to keep turning towards life, because life is always rejuvenating itself. Right now, there are fields of broccoli growing somewhere. Even if the trucks can't bring them to the store, there will be broccoli. Even if you are out of your favorite things, ladies, right now, or you can't get to them, they will re-emerge in time. So orient yourself to life so that you can be supportive to your clients who are coming to you. I've been on several calls today with leaders with incredible tenacity who are all speaking the same thing. If you can stay out of spiraling into fear and take small action steps, you will be here when things change. Because what's true is things are always changing. Ladies, this call is for you today. And what we're really here to do, Deborah and myself, is to really create a space for you to share. How are you feeling? Now, this can be a can of worms, because sometimes when we start telling story, we convince ourselves of stories that are untrue or that scare ourselves. How many of you like to scare yourself? Just a little bit. Yeah, right? Taking the past, throwing it out into the future. Oh my God, there was a depression in the past. The Wall Street crashed in the past. Famines in England, right? We take these stories from the past and we fling them into the future, and then we scare ourselves that they're going to happen again. So as we share, be mindful to share what's happening now. Because there might be a moment where you have an inspiration or an aha, where you get an idea of what to do about it, or maybe the next baby step. I know for myself, after I got off the call this morning, I made 3 videos to all my groups, and I've been avoiding those videos for 2 weeks. And as this thing was coming closer and closer, I was like, I'm not going to be the one to make a pandemic video. I'm not going to be the one to do a virus video. And today I was like, I knew exactly what I was supposed to say. Maybe all my waiting was a benefit. Maybe I needed all of these conversations to get me to poise. So I just shot those 3 videos and I just spoke from my heart on the power of storytelling. Like how important it is to lean into the wisdom of the story of people who've survived multiple viruses, hurricanes, climate change. Like there's wisdom in stories, which is why I started us all with a story today. So you all may have to go back to your root, the very root of why you do what you do. Why are you in service? What relationship did you escape? What disease did you overcome? What business strategy did you discover when you had no rent? What is the thing that you said, you know what? I'm going to take a stand for that. It doesn't have to be huge right now, ladies. One gem of wisdom from you in your area of expertise will help your clients. And it may help you when you start to spin out. Because when I start to spin out, like when I'm up against my videos, one of the big questions I ask myself is, what do I really believe in? What do I believe in that I could talk about ad nauseum? And I always end up back in storytelling, in wisdom and compassion of storytelling. So right now, on your piece of paper, write down what's coming to you. For your people, what is the thing that you believe in that you could talk about? That you know, even if you don't have all the answers. That you actually lived and lived through. Write that down and keep that close. In case you get paranoid thoughts, your body starts to feel a lot of stress, or you start to feel your mortality really strong, you have an anchor to go back to. Because for women on purpose, having an anchor of what you believe in is what's going to help pull you forward to serve the people who are waiting for you. And those people are waiting right now. Deborah, it's an honor to sit next to you in this leadership position. You are a valuable coach on this team of Women Rocking Business. I have taken multiple walks in the forest with you, and we've gotten super real about what it's like to be a woman in business right now. I'd love to hear your voice.
I just want to acknowledge you, Serena, for bringing your medicine of storytelling so potently and powerfully. It's never been a more apropos skill set, tool, and go-to. So I feel so grateful that you got willing to get in front of that camera today and bring your medicine to your groups, and that you're bringing it to all of our beautiful clients here today. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
So good. And, you know, that question for me, like, what's mine to bring in this time, has been really present for me also. And I love that I got the opportunity to sit with you ladies today in this particular call, because what's mine to bring to the conversation is the recognition that we are all many parts, and that all those different parts of ourselves feel different things. And so knowing that in this time is going to be really important to support your sanity. So when you are a daughter of a parent who has some sort of physical illness, you are likely going to feel that ripple of fear move through you. And that's a time to acknowledge, I really love this parent of mine and I feel out of control. And one of the things we can do when we feel out of control, like Serena said, is take action. And one of the actions we can do is to let those people that we know and love know that we care about them. And sometimes we hesitate to reach towards them because we don't know how to be with the truth of whatever they're going to say on the other side. We're scared of saying, how are you? Because we don't actually know that we've got the capacity to be with them saying, I'm terrified. So this conversation is really important today, so that each of you can ground into yourself that thing that's yours, so that you know why you're here, you know what's yours to bring to the people, so that when you're in a conversation with someone where you feel a little scared about what they're going to say when you ask them how they are, that you've got a taproot, that you've got something deep and true. Because we've got to be able to be with our own selves and recognize, I feel a little scared. I feel a little scared that my parents are going to be ill, that they're not going to make it through this. I feel a little scared that they're going to say something that I don't know that I've got the chops to handle. And if we can acknowledge those big feelings, we increase our capacity immediately. So what I want to say to you in this moment, and write it down, is befriend my feelings. Befriend the fear. Befriend the grief. Befriend the anger. Don't make any of the feelings that you're having wrong. Make them right. Love them. Make the space for them. Take a breath and come back into your body, back into your spine. Push yourself back into your chair. Feel the back of your body. Feel supported. Take a nice, long, slow, deep breath. And just like Serena had us do at the very beginning, put your hands on your thighs and feel your bones. Push yourself back into your body. And remember that you were made, you were built for a time like this.
I love this, Deborah. Everything that you're sharing about our family and about being with ourselves and befriending our feelings is a practice that we also bring to our clients.
Indeed.
Right? And the people our clients touch. This is a web of befriending feelings, ever-changing feelings. And as coaches and mentors who are potentially facing clients who are stressed out, ungrounded, scared, we're going to need the ability to lean back in our chairs, right? And keep grounding so that our clients can do their work, we can do ours, and we can meet in the middle. It's not a time to get codependent and start feeling everyone else's feelings for them, but to actually be a pillar of calmness with them and allowing everyone to have their own spiritual evolution at this time. Give Deborah a big kiss. Thank you. I'd like to open up the lines and begin taking people's shares. And to frame these shares, what I really love to hear from you ladies is not a bunch of advice to the other women in the group. We're just going to assume, hands down, that everyone in this group is already perfect and whole already. That she has resources, she has the ability to tap into her own internal wisdom. So we're not here to fix anybody. It's more of a share. And the share, I would love to invite us all just to use I statements. I'm feeling this. I'm experiencing this. I'm doing that. And not go to you or we or they. So that we can really take self-responsibility for what's happening and be seen. Can I just have a thumbs up if that would be all right with everyone to use the I statement? Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much. So much. So I'd love to hear from Serena Aurora. Saw you on the call this morning. Welcome to the call. How can we support you today? I just unmuted you.
Thank you. Hi.
Hi.
I just really resonate with everything that was just said. I don't often share. So this is kind of new for me. But I know that it's my time to share what my story with others, and to be able to do it in a way that is supportive of the people that that need me the most. And I guess when Deborah was asking, like, what is mine to share, for me, I really, it's my story, and it's being able to have the courage to put one foot in front of the other. And this whole thing, especially when things fell away. So many things have fallen away for me, relationships, location, those kinds of things. And I've been able to really put one foot in front of the other and start over. Wherever I was able to start over.
Wow.
Whether my life or my business, personally, professionally. And so I know that I have that ability and that that gift, and I want to share that with others.
Do you know who you'd like to serve, Serena?
Yes, so many people call me Serena, actually. Even my intimate partner, he calls me Serena, like, because
Aw,
we live in Costa Rica, so he uses that he pretends to have that accent.
nice.
So anyway,
Yeah, you and I share a namesake, a little doppelganger there.
totally, yeah. My clients, I guess, are very they're, they're people who are seeking more, that know that they have a purpose in this world, but that are not necessarily don't really necessarily have the tools to move through it, or they're stuck in a place where they are kind of standing in their own way.
Yeah, yeah, beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful. So helping people get on purpose is there's history of people investing in that, and a lot of pain and suffering of not being on purpose, right?
Yeah.
So if you can speak to, using your true life story of how many times you have redefined your purpose, taking your purpose to another town, right? If you can show that you have had that, and not just done that, but the benefits of being on purpose. And you can really show that to your clients and use that in your storytelling, you can attract those people that are looking for that, no problem.
Yeah, I really feel that.
Yeah. So you're in what program are you in with us?
I'm in the Women Rocking the Stage.
Nice, nice, beautiful.
That has been something I've been really avoiding, is getting, I do a lot of in-person teacher training, yoga teacher trainings. I used to be a school teacher. I'm very comfortable in front of people.
Yeah.
Getting on like a virtual or online or videos. And I know this morning we were talking a lot about just do it, get on video and just practice it. I become someone else, or I don't know. I feel like my real self doesn't really come through when I feel like there's a camera on me.
Oh my God.
Even right now, I'm like,
why are they looking at me? I totally get it.
Yeah.
Serena, if you could, I have a couple questions spinning, but one of the things I want to share is, can I share with you one of the things that I do?
Please, yes.
I shoot 3 videos tops. I do 3 takes, that's it.
Say that, yeah.
And I hold myself to that. And then I pick the best of those 3.
Okay.
I don't do 7 or 12, like Sage was sharing on the call earlier, ladies. People don't want fancy, polished, beautiful, perfect videos. Yep. I used to, if ever I slurred a word or if I stumbled over a word, I would always re-record it, right? Because I'm like, who wants a storyteller who can't like be clear?
Me too. Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And for example, I didn't do that today. There's a couple words I tripped over, I reiterated them, and I went on, because that's what makes people actually feel that I'm accessible. Right. Oh my God, if I'm not perfect and people are watching me, then they don't have to be perfect, right? And they're not intimidated to reach out to me or see me as human. So what I want to recommend for you, Serena, is give yourself a hard stop at 3 videos, right? And if you're feeling really good, give yourself a hard stop on 1 video. Like in my closed groups today, since I knew they weren't going to go viral, I gave my groups, the women that have invested in themselves in my programs, I gave them my 1 video. I shot it, I just sent it to them. But that only came after, right, like Sage was sharing, it took her a year to get comfortable. It's taken me a year too to get comfortable on a camera. And it didn't happen by wishful thinking. So what I want to share with you, love, consider the courage that you've earned in your life could be funneled into this 1 project for right now, the next 2 weeks, the next month. Like, I'm just going to befriend myself on video, and don't watch them too many times. Because the longer you watch your work, ladies, the more it gets weird. Robert De Niro, Meg Ryan, none of the top movie stars watch their own movies. They would stop acting if they did, because, right? We are really imperfect creatures. There'll be always something that we'll look at and be like, I wish I could do that better. So don't do that to yourself. And really don't do that to your clients, because if you are critiquing yourself so hard, you're never going to do the outreach that's going to actually help them find you.
Mhm.
Yeah?
Yes. Thank
Awesome.
you.
I'm so glad you spoke up today and shared your vulnerability. I know you're not alone. Raise your hand, ladies, if you're struggling with cutting a video. Yeah. See those hands go up? Yeah. You're not alone. So let's give Serena a big kiss.
Can I
Thank
share
you.
one more thing? Quick thing?
Quick.
Okay. I think because I didn't want to be on video, I resorted to writing. And I know that I want to write my story. And then something Deborah just said, she's like, you know, just what about the ailing parent? My mom has Parkinson's and she's 80 years old. And I know that I want to write my story so that she is still able to read it. And I want it. I know that I feel like an urgency around it.
Yeah.
And so I want to get my story out there, and that's why I resonate so much with you. And so whether it's written or video, you know, I'm just
yeah.
Yeah.
I hear the urgency.
Yeah.
I really do. And I really want to be as bold as to say is you need all the support you can get.
Mm-hmm.
And that your program was a really great taste of what it's like to get support.
Mm-hmm.
And in our year-long programs, you are going to get private sessions with coaches like myself that will help hold you to what you came to do. And you are in touch with the preciousness of life with your mom's Parkinson's disease, and you don't have to choose. You can write and you can do videos.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
All right. I'd love to see you get on with a coach and have a conversation really soon. So make sure you go back and post on your page of who you'd like to talk to, okay?
Thank you.
Awesome. Big kiss for you.
Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, you're so welcome. Deborah, who shall we hear from next?
I see Kathy Schmerzler. Can I unmute you here? Kathy?
Hi, Kathy. Welcome to the call.
Thank you. Thank you. It's good to be here.
Wow, what a background.
Like that, huh?
I love this. I've been watching some of you on the calls, like switching your background. You go like from Bermuda to like the jungle. I'm like, what is that technology? I love it. Welcome to the call.
Thank you.
How can we support
Okay,
you?
so being one of those people who is over 65, I am just so pissed off at the governor for telling me I've got to stay home. Just, I want to reach out and strangle him. But hey, what can I say? To get there, I got to go through too many people who have the virus. So I'm staying home. But when I first heard that, I was just really pissed off. And then I thought,
Kathy, what is the thing that pisses you off about that specifically?
being told what to do.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Got
You know,
it.
if I want to go out and catch the virus, that's my choice.
Got it.
Yeah,
I hear you.
not that I would do that or, you know, pass it around, but still,
Yeah,
it's
you want to
still
have the
my choice.
Exactly.
Yeah. And
Awesome.
I get why, you know, they're doing that sort of. But I really wanted a haircut. You know, what can I say?
Right, you wanted to live your life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
What's the next choice that you're up against in your business that you have full liberty to make?
well, I thought about it, and of course my rational side took over and said, but this is an opportunity for you to explore different software packages. I work with nonprofits, and so consequently, they're real cheap. What can I say? So I have been exploring all kinds of different programs for them to say, hey guys, you don't have to quit communicating with people, you know, like we're talking now.
Nice.
And so, you know, I found a couple of programs that are absolutely free where they can actually communicate with people, communicate with their donors, communicate with them, you know, with their boards and that kind of stuff. And so I've made a series of 4 videos already that are saying, okay, you know, if you're housebound like me,
Awesome.
you can't get out to get a haircut,
Yeah.
here's how you can at least communicate with your donors and you know, prospective donors and your board members, et cetera, et cetera.
Gorgeous. Kathy, what I love about what you're sharing, which let's all take a tip from Kathy, structure, forms, groundation that we can offer our clients, research, things that we can bring to our clients so they don't have to figure it out. Like that's what makes our programs valuable. And if you have been knowing that your program needs a little bit of something, right? Your clients have been complaining about something in their business and it's been a little bit either out of your league or you haven't done the research. Downtimes are a great time to do this. Every Christmas, when the whole world goes into the holiday haze, is one of the times where I do a bunch of story research so that when everyone comes out of it, I'm like, here, look what I've been up to. So Kathy, I love it that you're taking this time to do that kind of research.
Oh yeah, I've been on Facebook and they're either whining about how to get the money that they don't have, or
Right.
they're giving suggestions on programs that a lot of nonprofits, because they don't have the money, can't
Yeah.
afford.
Yeah, Kathy, and that'll be one of the things I would want to recommend for you to consider is to position yourself as a consultant rather as solely working for nonprofits. Because what I've seen is with people who are solely working with nonprofits is there isn't a lot of money there. And then they end up really struggling in their businesses. As a consultant, oftentimes you can get grants. Oftentimes you could come in for a short amount of time. One of our clients in ELA, I just helped her get her first $30,000 check from a school district, right, that doesn't have money. So I just want you to consider that. Which program are you in, Kathy, with us?
Rocking the Stage.
Right. Awesome. I'd really like to see you get some more advice on how to pivot your business, especially now in the area of nonprofits. Where do you live?
Lompoc.
Where's Lompoc?
Well, you know where Santa Barbara is, right?
Yeah.
We're an hour north of Santa Barbara,
Okay.
right on the coast.
Nice.
We
Nice.
shoot all those missiles into the air.
Okay. Is there anything else I could help you with in your business before we bless you off?
No, I'm good.
Awesome. I really appreciate your passion.
Thank you.
Let's give you a big kiss. Who should we hear from next, Deborah?
I see Lauren Puma's hand up.
Hi, Lauren. Welcome to the call.
Hi. Thank you for having this call today. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, how you feeling?
It's been a very stressful few days, and while I was on the call earlier that Sage had, I found out that it looks like my husband has to close down his yoga studio until further notice because our governor said that gyms have to close and yada, yada, yada. Yoga studios are closing too, and that's our primary income.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. And this is after like last year of so much financial upheaval with his studio and so anyway, I'm trying to figure out how I don't know how long this studio is going to be closed. I don't know if we have to apply for loans. I'm thinking I'm going to have to be like the main breadwinner right now, which, you know, it's a lot. It's a lot. And I'm a spiritual person. I'm a hopeful person. And I know that everything that's happening is happening for me. And I trust that. And I just need to let myself have my feelings because I'm just not ready to be making big decisions right now. Yeah. He just closed. He just sent out the email a couple hours ago saying he's closing at 8 p.m. tonight. We're in New York. And gonna have to regroup and figure out what's what.
Yeah. Thank you for the courage to feel, Lauren. Yeah. And I hear the wisdom in what you're saying. Like, I just need to have my feelings right now. This just happened. I'm not ready to make big decisions in my business right now. Yeah. And I know from watching you that you've really been fighting for your husband and you've really been fighting for his yoga studio. That is something you have been doing. Yeah, big time. And how he's been really fighting for you to start your business. And you two are an incredible team. So what's happening with him is like it's happening inside of you. Yeah. Yeah.
And I want to be able to work through my own feelings so that I can get back into alignment, so that I can be the leader that I want to be for the yoga community, as well as for my clients. And I just, every time I start to get back into alignment, I'm like, I have to watch the news in order to know the updates so that we can make the decisions about the yoga studio. And I'm like, I can't. I just like, now we know that it's closed. I just have to like turn the damn TV off because it's not doing anyone any good.
Yeah. Wise choice.
Yeah.
Wise choice. And maybe that's why the intensity of your feelings are really strong right now. It's because now you finally get to have the feelings. Like it's done. There's no more decision to make about the yoga studio. Yeah. Yeah. Good. Surrendering to your feelings right now because it's not within your control. Yeah. I'm so sorry.
Thank you.
I'm so sorry.
And then after all that, I found out that my aunt and my cousin got a phone call that they were exposed to the coronavirus potentially because they went to a dentist appointment last week, 5 days ago. The dentist just called them and said that someone in that office had coronavirus and they have to self-quarantine right now. And my aunt's elderly and has like so many health problems. So that's when after I found that, I'm like, all right, God, I got it. I surrender. You know, like egos aside, just whatever's going to be is going to be. And I just have to be centered and grounded and aligned so that I can just get out of myself to be, I mean, obviously take care of myself, love myself.
Yeah, pause right there. Pause right there. Pause right there. You don't have to be anywhere other than where you are right now, Lauren. Yeah. Being where you are right now will allow you to be other things in the future. Yeah. Allowing yourself to really have your feelings. Yeah. Ladies, if you're on the call and you're having feelings, like, yes, having feelings. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Lauren, what I know about you and what I've seen is true in you is that you wave. You go through the hard stuff and then you pick yourself up and you get back in the game. I've seen that over and over. So this is just part of the wave, okay? And the best thing that I want to recommend you do is don't should yourself to be someplace else. Don't should yourself to be a leader for the outside world. Like, let yourself have this. This is 2 hours or 3 hours ago you got this information, right? So allow yourself as much as you can. Be human. Yeah. We're going to send you so much love so that you could turn off your speaker if you need to cry some more, okay?
Thank you.
I feel Lauren, and I feel all of you in the pit of my stomach, that feeling when someone that we really care about, like it's happening to them too. Like it's another level of grief and sadness, right? Especially if our nervous systems are hooked up with them, our livelihoods, our futures. Like that shit's real. And it doesn't go away because we want it to. One of my favorite sayings is the way out is the way through. And be mindful as you're going through it, not to set up house there or address there in the despair. Right? It's not the only place. It's just one of the places you're traveling through. All right. Let's hear from someone else.
Hello.
I was on mute. How about Carolyn?
Hello, Carolyn. Welcome to the call. So just if you don't know how to raise your hand, ladies, at the top of your screen is a little blue box that's got a couple dots in it. You click on that, there'll be a drop-down menu to raise your hand. There you go. That's how you do it. Hi, Carolyn. Welcome to the call.
Hi, thank you so much for taking me and picking on me in a good way. And I was on the call this morning, and I don't know, for me, I have been on fire recently, like ever since like I was planning on having to go to Santa Cruz, and I was excited about that. And then when I got canceled, I was like, all right, I'm gonna pivot. And I ended up renting a house in Big Bear, which has like a beautiful backdrop. I can produce my courses. I get to be in the mountains, which is like my spiritual joy place. And I get to take my dog, and I don't have to worry about like a plastic background. I can actually have like furniture and show people, and it will be nice and interactive. So like it created an opportunity for me to get really focused and clear on what I want to do. And and then I produced a Facebook group and 2 other lives to get people into the group this morning after the call, because I've been wanting to do that for 6 months. So I was like, you know what, F it. And because I get wrapped up in like strategy, because I'm a strategy nerd. And I was like, you know what, fuck it, just do it. And I know for a fact that you can't think your way into right action, but you can act your way into right thinking. And so it was just doing it. And something that I've also come in alignment with really is that like this is such a gorgeous time for people to get off the fence and really, and all they have is time. And that is the biggest excuse that people want to not, you know, invest in themselves, invest in their future, is because it's the lack of time. And so everything that I've been promoting, also to teachers as well, like a lot of teachers don't know about tech, and they're forced to get on Zoom, and they don't know anything about, you know, remote teaching. And so I did a quick course on that and got like a few calls from it. And I'll end with this. It's like I'm deathly afraid of spiders, right? Just because when I was a kid, there's a story. I'm not deathly afraid. I just turned into like a 12-year-old girl. But however, like a spider itself is not scary. It's not going to hurt me, right? It's the thoughts that I think that are to my detriment. It's what I feel about a spider that puts me in anxiety and fear. It's what I'm thinking about that spider that makes me anxious and nervous. And so with this thing going on, I hadn't gone to the grocery store until last night, and I could feel myself like in line. It's like, you know, you look at the shelf and you're like, oh, that's scary. And then you hear people, and this the energy. So like, my whole thing is that I get to make a decision, right? I get to make a decision, and then I get to commit to that decision, whatever it may be. So I'm eternally grateful for this group. And I'm excited to have the opportunity to actually speak with you guys. And I'm really stoked, actually. I got so many things in the fire, and I'm motivated as hell. And this is just like a great opportunity to like hammer on the business, because there's people out there that need us. And this is why I wanted to be a coach in the first place, is to be of service. And so now I feel really aligned, and I'm on fire. I'm excited.
Carolyn, I just want to acknowledge you, because when we met in Orange County, maybe it was 6 weeks ago, you had this same fire, and it's only gotten brighter. So I really want to acknowledge you for staying on purpose. And I see great things are coming forward, and I'd love to jump on the phone with you and talk soon about what else we can do to support you this coming year.
Awesome. I love that. Love that. Thank you.
Give Carolyn a big kiss. I want to highlight one of the things that Carolyn shared, and where one of her decisions and her strategies that is something we can all glean off of, right? And this piece around how can you go digital? How can you get your stuff up online without a huge strategy all planned out in front of you? How can you just get into action and start practicing putting things online? Because what's true now is the online industry isn't going anywhere. And we have laid out strategies in all of the programs on how to get more visible. And what we've also shared with you is that it just doesn't feel easy usually at first. It takes practice like anything else. And so now is the perfect time just to practice. Practice becoming visible. Practice offering content. Practice being a leader. Practice getting visible. Just practice that now, because that will benefit your business no matter what the new emerging story looks like. Okay. And if you can get into action in some of those little baby steps, it may be the thing that pulls you into a little bit more inspiration, pulls you a little bit more into your future, so that depression and other things don't have such an overwhelming effect in you right now. So thank you, Carolyn. I'd love to hear from Michelle. I want to say Fargrias. That's probably butchering your last name. I can't wait to hear how you say it. It sounds like that lettuce that's like really frilly that you eat in French restaurants.
Not quite. It's Fragius.
Oh, okay. Fragius.
Fragius.
Thank you for that correction. Welcome to the call. How
Thank
can we
you.
support you today?
I guess for me, what's coming constantly is now more than important to hold on to the vision. There's been a lot of messages about pivoting, and for me, it's making sure that I don't pivot off my purpose and off my mission, and the importance of keeping that vision alive. And being super excited coming to Santa Cruz and connecting with the sisterhood and my tribe. And one of the things that I was hoping to get more clarity is my purpose and my vision, because I feel pulled in a couple of ways. And I guess because I've gone through my own change, like getting out of corporate, 10 years of corporate in the last 3 months, and now I'm on my purpose, on my vision of helping others. So that's getting challenged at the moment in terms of where do I serve?
Yeah, can I ask you a question about that? You help people with your vision. Your vision is coming into focus.
Yeah.
What is up next for you in your business where this would be applicable? How can we support you?
I think it's because there's two ways that I feel that I support women, and one is for them to get clarity around their purpose.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, I do help a lot of women unravel what that is when they're stuck.
Yeah.
And then how they bring that to life. So getting that self-confidence with themselves to bring it to life. And I do that through speaking circles. Because speaking is the best way to accelerate that confidence.
Yes.
And essentially I'm getting pulled going, well, where do I put my energy in now? Because everything I'm talking about is I'm trying to create my new way of being. And am I supposed to be helping others create their new way of being?
I love this. I love this. It reminds me of what they say around being a few steps ahead of your clients.
Yeah.
Right? Oftentimes we think, I used to think myself, like I had to know all of these things before I could help people. Right? I had to have it all laid out. And you don't. I mean, Sage was talking today, like the best business is just finding out what people are complaining about and helping them take the first couple steps there. So with purpose, Michelle, it is a place where people invest. It's true. And what they're looking for often is clarity on just where to start, right? Especially women, because women are wired for everything to live. So all of their different inspirations on purpose, like they want them to live, and it's really hard to choose, really hard to choose. So to have a mentor or confidant like you that's helping them see, not only to choose, but to see the different possibilities and help them see further about what could be made tangible, right? Especially in unchanging times with potentially a recession coming. Right? That they could have someone like you sitting down with them who's really sturdy and being like, these are some really good choices for this time. That would be huge. And you don't need to do that in person. All of that work can be done online.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Awesome. So Michelle, I would just suggest you get a few beta clients, right?
Yeah.
You just find a couple people who are really struggling with that and see if you can give them some clarity. And in that, you will get more clarity for yourself.
Yeah.
Right? Because when you work with your clients, there's some of that feeling coming back at you. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And I guess I've got clients and I've created this blueprint to help people create their new way of being. And I guess because that's been coming up, and I think these changing times, I'm starting to question my own vision. So that's why it's coming in that.
So which program are you involved in? I'm sorry.
Women Talking Stages.
Okay, that's how come I don't know some of your faces. I mean, I do, but I don't. Excellent. So you already have paying clients and you have a program.
Yes.
Excellent.
Okay.
Why are you questioning yourself?
I guess it's are people able to afford it now? Now that
That's awesome. That's a different question. I'm so glad I asked. Can people afford it is different than questioning your value, ladies. So especially if you are working with people and they are offering you, right? If they're invested in your programs, you definitely have something of value. Can they afford it is a different conversation.
Yeah.
Okay. And one of the best tools that we have is the Grow Conversation to help you with that particular mother skill. So how confident do you feel with the Grow Conversation?
I probably have to look at it again.
Okay.
I don't have a problem talking to people about it. I think it's just my own thinking with the way the world is now. It's like, why would they prioritize finding their purpose and wanting to create a new way of being? And
right. So Michelle, one of the big things that I see happening with you and any other purpose coaches on the call is when you're talking to them about their life purpose and you get to the part of the Grow Conversation where you offer them a price and they're like, I can't afford it, is to help them see that if they don't get clear on their life purpose, begin engaging in the work that they were meant to do, where their genius lies, that 6 months now, a year from now, they're not going to have any more money than they do now. It's a dollar and cents game a lot for people on purpose, right? There's also the meaningfulness of being on purpose in your life. And how is it going to feel 6 months from now if you're not on purpose in your life? How's that going to affect your relationships? So a big part of the Grow Conversations, ladies, is when people start to give you objections about your program, especially when they say they don't have the money, is to dig deeper and to find out what's really in the way, okay? And none of that has to do with your value. None of it.
Yeah.
Is that landing?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
I also just want to add there, Michelle, that there's no better time than when people are scared than to have the conversation about purpose. And that this question, the what's mine to do here, has never been more appropriate. And that's the message that you get to bring to your potential clients is, are you doing what's yours to do here? Because this is a time when what's inconsequential falls away, where when people stop doing the things that aren't serving them, and they are really connected to that place inside them that wants to be doing something meaningful and important. When they're facing their mortality, they get even more connected to doing what's important.
Beautiful. Thanks for that ad, Deborah. Michelle, thank you for the courage to raise your hand and to keep moving forward on your vision. It's truly needed right now.
Thank you.
Big kiss for you.
Thank you.
Can we hear from Kathy Smith in Bozeman? Hi, Kathy. Welcome to the call.
Hello, loves. Whew.
Yeah.
I am so grateful that you're having this call. And there's just so many people in the world who are suffering from it. Like the whole world is suffering from it, which is crazy. But it also comes like down to our group. Like I think about Kia and last year and how hard it was for her program and how she felt supported by the sisterhood. And I just look at all these faces here. And I'm so grateful to have this support. So when I decided on Tuesday that I wasn't going to come to Santa Cruz, I just said, I need to go online and talk to people about how to prepare for the pandemic. And so I've been doing a daily Facebook Live talking about how to make mustard plasters, because I believe so much in them that they are going to save people and just your respiratory system. So I'm talking about that. So I just put one on the Facebook.
I saw
Live,
it this morning. It was great.
and I would love any feedback. And, you know, like we say, we eat it for breakfast.
Awesome.
But I just want to say thank you.
Kathy, you are amazing. If you don't know Kathy, she lives out in a very small town, and she serves elder people and helps them with their health care. And I know it broke your heart not to come out to be with us, and to be able to serve you today feels really special, because you are working directly with the age group that is most threatened right now.
Whew.
Right? So in many ways, they need you more. And your virtual platform is an opportunity for you to reach them. So congratulations. You started doing videos when you jumped into ELA, and then it tapered off, and now you're going strong. I saw you in your kitchen with the neti pot and the honey. And I was just like, damn, this woman's got so much. And I gave you some feedback, but this is the piece I want to give you today. And don't stop, and simplify.
Okay.
Because you have so much in you. Like, just wrapping my mind around a neti pot, if I were 60 something, might be a lot, that I'm going to stick this thing up my nose.
Right.
And like, what am I going to do if it starts coming up my eyeballs? Like, I don't know. Like, I have to tell you, I had to get trained in a neti pot because I didn't know what you're supposed to put in it. And the first time I did it, I was like, I don't need to put this stuff in it. I'll just do it with water. And it burned like hell. Yeah. So when you're training on doing a training video, consider doing one thing and doing it really well. Because what you're looking at probably, Kathy, is a 2 or 3 minute video, not much longer than that. Okay? And so when you're describing the thing or making the thing in your herbal kitchen, like, tell them all the ways it could go wrong as well, right? Okay. So that they know, like, if they do this and it doesn't turn out like that, so that they can really feel confident going after these things. Or you're so clear about it, they're like, hell no, I just want to pay Kathy to teach me how to do it, okay? And at the end of your video, Kathy, a strong call to action. Everyone, write that down. Your videos need to lead somewhere, especially if you're giving people really important content. Lead them back to something more that they can have. Because a neti pot, if you don't know what that is, it's a way to clear your sinuses. It's an Indian wellness strategy. If people aren't getting well just by using the neti pot, you want them to know there's more, right? And if they want more because they want something, an individualized plan to help them with their well-being, you want them to come to you. You are a wealth of Western and Indian immune system boosting strategies, especially for elders. Okay, so make sure you tell them that at the end, because they're not going to make it up in their head unless you tell them. Okay, so your strong call to action at the end. And what I really, 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 really recommend.
I can't wait to hear.
Write it down.
Okay.
Your offer, your call to action, have it on a piece of paper, because when you're teaching, it's really easy to get carried away. And then you get to the end, you're like, God, what did Serena say about that? I've heard Sage do an offer 100 times. How does it go? You're not just going to be able to improv it, ladies. That's not the place to improv. Okay. Your call to action is a solid, step-by-step, calm offer with confidence, pointing them in the direction of getting more of you. So really consider having it down, written hard copy, so that you can just pick up the piece of paper and be like, right, I'm about to make my call to action, okay?
Got it.
Thank you for staying connected, Kathy. I always feel so appreciated by you.
It's wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah. Stay healthy. Who should we hear from next, Deborah?
About Anne Greenwald.
Hi, Anne. Welcome to the call.
Good. Thank you so much. This is awesome. And I'm thrilled that I'm going right after Kathy. She is a dear friend of mine who was one of my BAFs last year at Women Rocking Business. And the fact that she's in this group is so strong and powerful for me. And so that was awesome. And she is a wise and wonderful and amazing person who was my Reiki master as well.
She
In a
is
long
a
connection.
wise, deep woman. I
So,
share those
getting
deep
that.
love.
Yes, and so
We support you, love.
feelings, you know, I was going through the same thing last week on Tuesday of whether I'm coming out to Santa Cruz and making all those decisions. And I had a 2-day meeting in Friday and Saturday last week down in Boston or Massachusetts, and then was going to fly out Sunday to come out to Santa Cruz. And so deciding all of those plans did end up obviously canceling, you know, coming
Yeah.
out to Santa Cruz.
Yeah, I'm so
And-
sorry about that.
Yeah, no, it was
Yeah,
definitely
I'm
bummer.
sorry. So many of you had your plans changed. So many of you had plans to be here. Where can we support
So,
you?
you know, going through that phone call on Tuesday that Sage had with the leverage group and, you know, the emotions going through that, I'd been having coaching by Deborah and by Shayna and everything else to make some phone calls to some aging organizations and some healthcare, like adult daycare centers for the work I do with supporting caregivers in their health. And so had been getting my gumption up to make those phone calls. And so my action step after this crazy feeling was actually to make that phone call to the center, adult daycare center that was having a networking open house on Thursday night for healthcare professionals. So I'm like, oh, perfect. And I saw it in the newspaper. So I called the woman up and asked her, you know, if they were still running the program, because at that point I didn't know what it was, and wanted to get more information and basically do an informational interview. And eventually my ask was going to be to do some pilot studies with some of the caregivers that go through their program to get data on how my program works. So that was going to be a giveaway.
And I've watched you commit and recommit to your business and really be a stand for yourself. And I'm curious, since you're in our second level program, what is the place, now that you've made these phone calls, what is the place that we can support you in your next baby step moving forward?
Thank you. And I want to just finish the story about this thing first to stay on track.
Great. And can I
because
ask
it's a
you,
big
I just wanted you to get to the heart of the matter because we have a lot of hands up. So,
okay, I get it. Okay,
Yeah.
so anyway, I practiced what I wanted to say to this woman. We set up a meeting for Thursday morning that I could meet with her individually because she had put up a lot of walls and was very defensive about it. So anyway, I met with her individually and I put on my big girl clothes and went over and was well practiced to talk to her. And I go in and she immediately comes over and says, I've decided that I can only do essential meetings today. And let's, you know, meet in a couple weeks. So I went, you know, my response was anger and all this stuff. And then I went out in the parking lot and kind of meditated on all of that and realized that little does she know how essential I am to her clients and to her.
Yeah.
And everything else. And I was like, so the pivot and watching you guys pivot and realizing what's going on was so powerful for me. It was unbelievable. I felt it in my bones. And so, you know, getting momentum through all of that. And it was really super powerful. And I'm excited to be making videos and doing everything that you're saying. And so I don't know. You know, I'm excited to get visible and to really stand in my value with that. And regarding the call, you know, with all of my studios and everything getting shut down, I can't, you know, do my group fitness classes and everything. And so how can I pivot and offer free group classes online, like do a Zoom
Yes.
call and just be consistent. Say, all right, I'm going to be doing this every day. Whoever wants to join me to get visible. So that's kind of a big shift for me and learning how to do that. So awesome.
Gorgeous,
Well,
gorgeous.
thank you.
And feeling you drop into your value. Like when I heard you say, I am essential, like taking that everywhere you go now, like you have earned the right to say that. You've earned it. And the
Right.
way-
It's so true. And, you know, I'm dealing with elderly parents, and I get exactly, you know, what you were saying, Deborah. It was awesome the way you put that. So thank you for.
Beautiful, Anne. I'm so happy. And I would love to get on the phone with you. We'll see if we can get another coaching session so that we can talk about how not only you can get more visible and build your online tribe, but potentially even monetize, turn what you were doing in person, actually just create a virtual version. So to be thinking both things, you can be doing something for visibility's sake, but if you were already serving paying clients, that there's a way that you might be able to monetize and create a group of people who are practicing with you just from home.
So I'm definitely going to be like a mushroom and be that decaying thing that Serena was saying. Say goodbye to that decaying thing, eat it up like a mushroom, and regrow out of that. So I am pivoting into, yes, definitely that launching of my old business of, super in
that's
stuff.
so good to hear.
Pivoting, so
Our
I'm with you,
ideas
girls. Thank you.
Yeah, our ideas make great compost. Let's give you a big kiss, and nothing is lost. Everything is recycled here.
Everything is recycled.
Yeah, we are not outside of nature cycles, ladies. Our businesses are inside of the world. And so I love Anne's courage just to right? Sometimes we do. We have to let things in our business grow by letting them evolve first. So congratulations. So good to hear from you. I'm looking around for the clock.
We've got about 10 minutes.
Awesome. Great. So ladies, just in these last few minutes, just get to the heart of the matter. We want to know everything about everything. We just get to the heart of the matter so we can get a few more people before we get off, please.
How about Ada?
Ada from Switzerland, welcome to the call.
You're still muted. Let me unmute you.
How about now?
Can you hear me now?
Okay.
Great. I was like Serena, sitting on the resisting making my responding to somebody who is interested in taking my program, because my program has moved from meetup groups to now it has to be online. And so while I was waiting and preparing myself to get it to contact my potential client, she sent me, between Sage's call in now, she sent me a little painting box, and she started painting. She says, I'm ready. So, and I was wondering, like, how much do I charge them? And it's going to be a one-on-one call and so on. And another person says I should charge $170 per hour like everybody else in Switzerland, because if I charge lower than that, then I devalue myself. So I said, okay, so that is what I guess I have to talk about, you know, when I do talk to that person. And I'm going to do like, I'm really not good with grow and all that. What I'm good at is just being myself, just talk about what I do in a casual way and people get it. So I cannot do grow. I can just be myself.
I love you, Ada. After all the time I'm working with you, your resistance is still here. It's so adorable. So I want to encourage you not to think about this or that. It's not like you have to stop being yourself and do this other thing. Keep being you. Keep being you. Oh my God, that's why people hire us, because we're ourselves. But use the grow model to support you to talk about money. Because what I hear you say over and over again is they don't know how to talk about money. And the grow conversation is a structure to help you talk about money. Specifically, look at the template and look at the wrap up. Listen to the audios about how we talk about how to really lay out our program in a way that it's not us throwing it down their necks and like throwing out a price like it's like this much. No, it's really a methodical process to support you, Ada.
So another a question that comes with that is,
No other question until you answer that one. Would you be willing
yes,
to be more of yourself and get the Grow conversation up under you?
yes, I am willing to go on Facebook Live and attach to that question. This person is with a bank, and there is a chance to sell this package to the bank because tons of people are being laid off. So
Great.
can you
Great.
help with that?
I love how you're getting excited about sales. I really love it. Ladies, if you're not in one of our year-long programs, I just want you to know that Ada is one of my privates, which is why I'm giving her a little bit more heat on this, because I've seen her grow and I know how she likes to grow. And what I want to say about coaching is how important it is to get really good business coach to get you out of your comfort zone, especially when it has to comes to money, worth, and sales. So Ada, as you move towards selling these packages, I really want you to know that it's hard to sell through the screen. It's a lot better
in person.
Good. Get people into discovery sessions. Awesome. Before you make these offers. Great.
My question is, how do I do that with the bank? Do I charge more money if I do it as a package for like a group, small group for the bank?
This feels like a more sophisticated strategy conversation that I'd love to have with you one-on-one. Also, please show up on the live stream tomorrow because Sage is going to talk more about selling from a webinar or a live stream, but we don't usually recommend that anywhere in your social media that you're putting prices. It's a conversation that you would have. And it's interesting because someone on the ELA Facebook page just asked a question about what do coaches get? Like how much should I charge? So some of it is the industry standard is anywhere from like $70 to $150 an hour for coaching. That's like an industry standard. But then it varies from community to community. So I'm not sure what it is in Switzerland, but what you could consider doing, right, is talking to other people or looking around in the marketplace. What are people paying for your services, right? Because there's a sweet spot in everybody's community about how much people are paying. Now, that fluctuates greatly. And it also fluctuates on what you're offering. Like, to offer a business building program that's $10,000 is reasonable. To offer a self-love program for $10,000 isn't reasonable because people in business will invest more for an ROI. So Ada, for you, when you're selling creativity, there's going to be a sweet spot there, right? About what people are willing to pay. And I love your bank idea, so I'm glad that's going off. Yeah? So get back in my calendar so I can support you some more.
Yeah, I'm meeting you on Friday.
Excellent. Excellent. I can't wait for the heated discussion we're going to have. Oh, big kiss for you. Mwah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Who's next, Deborah?
Oh, well, we've got about time for maybe two more, one, maybe two. How about Arlie Leonard?
Arlie, welcome to the call.
Hi.
Hi.
What? Can you hear me? Oh, that's so great. Hi. Wow. Thank you. I haven't, I'm in Women Rocking the Stages. I had bought Events That Change Lives 2 years ago and gone to the live event, met you in person. Zoom is detecting a problem with my audio, but you guys can hear me okay. I'm just going to cancel that. Hold on.
Yeah, you're
I don't know
clear.
what to do with this. Okay. And one of the things, I'm a singer. I'm also an interfaith minister. I've done some sound practitioner training. I just recently launched a group on Facebook, and there's over 300 women in it. It was just like
awesome.
After a great, I went through all the women in my Facebook friends and just invited everybody, and they jumped in like 135 people overnight. I was like, wow, this is so cool, because I didn't plan it. Like you're talking about taking those baby steps or just taking unplanned actions. I didn't plan it. And I did my first live video for them on the 13th. Or no, a few days before, when I was debating about coming to California, decisions. So I've even done a live Facebook video with them for the first time already. But I'm not I would like advice or feedback on technology for doing singing or sound online, if you have any, because I get a little bit stuck thinking how to do that. I've never been a voice teacher per se, but Fearless Vocal Expression is my brand, and
Awesome.
it's really about helping women
Beautiful.
find their
Do you
voice
know
and
about
express their
SoundCloud?
passion.
Do you know about SoundCloud?
Yeah. Yeah. Can you do live sessions on SoundCloud? I mean,
So-
for like live sessions.
Live sessions where I don't understand what you mean by live
Like
sessions.
coaching and workshops. I'm also training as a feminine power coach and facilitator with Claire
Awesome.
Zammit.
Are you
Been in that for a year and a
comfortable
half.
Are you comfortable with Zoom?
Yeah, but I just
Okay.
don't know if it's a good medium for singing. I haven't really tried it.
Awesome.
Ooh, I look so tired. Yeah.
So what I recommend is you getting more familiar with Zoom, because it is a really easy system. You also have the opportunity to record your sessions so your clients can keep them in their library and go back to them. And the other thing I would recommend is go back to the page, the Events That Change Life page, and just put out a shout out to other artists. I do storytelling recordings on SoundCloud, but I don't do singing. So what I would do is just put an ask there for any other singers for any more technology that might support you. Great question. It's so good to have you here again. Let's give you a big kiss.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And I got to jump into the material now that I have time.
Right.
That's the best thing about this quarantine time. So we just have about 3 more minutes, Serena.
All right, we're gonna probably need to wrap it up then. Wow, time flies. Ladies, for you who didn't get your specific question answered, my apologies that there is an infinite time today. I would love to see you go over to your respective pages and post any kind of support strategy that you need. The coaches will be on the pages all this week in addition to working on the live stream. And I can't say enough about getting on the live stream tomorrow. I'm gonna be on it because I wanna learn all the things that Sage is coming up with, because she's an idea producing machine. And one of the things about her that is so amazing is she has access to circles of people who are in the internet business, who are able to share with her strategies and technologies that I would never get access to. And Sage makes all that really transparent. She believes that a rising tide does lift all boats, and she's going to be giving us her hottest strategies to really use all the techniques on the internet to reach our clients. And what she wants me to make sure I tell you all is that everything that you're learning in our programs, how to make an offer, your signature story, your signature talks, all of those pieces of this program are online tools. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. And you may hear us say some of the same things over and over again because we're really wanting it to be at the top of your file. When you're like, I don't know what to do. The top of your file is, what did Serena say? Oh yeah, all the things in my program that I'm learning are good online. I don't have to reinvent the wheel, right? What you're learning is completely applicable to the internet world for you to reach your clients. So we really want to make sure that you remember that and go back to all the materials that you have in your library. In particular, how to make an offer, which is the Grow Conversation AIDA. How to tell a story, how to use that same structure to tell story over and over again. That story structure that's in your library is something Sage and I have synthesized, and I use it over and over today. Make sure that you know that. It's an unbeatable sales tool. And then the last one is your signature talk. How do I take people, a group of people online? How do I take them from point A to point B so at the end when I make my offer, it feels like I've been leading them to that the entire time. Lastly, what Deborah and I want to leave you with is the invitation to stay calm, connected, and befriending whatever happens moving forward. As things change, the opportunity to be a leader is going to become more and more crystal clear. Leading people in creativity, leading people in self-care, leading people in finding their purpose. As Kathy said, there are a lot of people in the world who are suffering right now. And when people suffer enough, they'll hit a place where they want to do something about it. Because no one wants to suffer forever. I don't. That's when I found Women Rocking Business. When I was at the bottom of my bottom, I didn't have any money for a program, and I had no idea what I was going to do with myself. That's when I walked into the Women Rocking Business world. And just like me, there are clients out there waiting for you who are suffering, that are wanting a change. And as the more things change, the more that uncomfortability is going to rise to the surface. And what we're wanting for all of you is to be poised calmly, grounded, to receive those people and help them with a solution without taking it all on yourself. So in this time, potentially you're spending more time at home right now, potentially you're spending more time alone right now. You get the choice to really embrace, create programs and structures of value, believe in yourself as best you can, stay connected with people that you love, so that when the change starts to unravel and we're living in an emerging story, you all get to be a part of that. So we're about to sign off today. Deborah, thank you so much for being here, for being a rock, an open heart, and a woman who is doing her spiritual work every day. Thank you so much for being here.
Such a pleasure to be here with you ladies, and just so for you and with you, and seeing you all shining and rising into your leadership in this time of great change. And I can't say enough, if you are in one of our year-long programs and you weren't on Sage's live stream training this morning, to watch that before we move into this 3-day live stream training that she's going to do, because she breaks down what she's up to, and we want you all to really understand the structure of doing this live stream training, so that you're not just receiving as a participant, but you actually have that back of the room perspective, so that you're really looking at how to implement this same strategy to bring your own business into its next level in this ever-changing story.
So ladies, I want to say a word for your well-being and the people that you touch. That whether the virus enters your home or stays at bay, that this virus comes and goes from your life and leaves you stronger than before. That this virus, this thing created by the universe, does its job and then moves on from our lives. And I just say a word that you and your family are safe and protected. And if anyone does come down with the flu, that you have what you need to care for one another and to be kind and trust that it will pass, as all things do in this world. So much love. Deborah, would you unmute the lines so that we can just give each other some love before we go? And remember, clients.
That's cool. That's smart.
Yeah.
Bye for now, ladies.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You know how
Thank
funny that is?
Hi.
Thank
you.
That was from
Good stuff, ladies.
Hi. Thank you.
Thank you. Make me stronger just by being here. Bye, ladies.
Do you feel like throwing up?
Lots of love.
Love, love, love.
Love. All you need
Sarah.
is love.
All you need is love.
Love you.
Love you, love you.
Love you, love you.
All blessings.
Well,
So good to see you.
yeah, really slow.
Oh, amazing.